What's going on, everybody? This is James Grandmaster Facts Voice, and you're here for another episode of the Facts Project. Today, special guest, very special guest, Lonzo Starr, Konkret Comics CEO. Thank you for being here, bro.
Guy, man. What I mean? Because of the week we are in, I couldn't be all the way I wanted to be. I got to rep the squad, but yes, sir, man. Concrete Comics were in the building, and it's always a pleasure, bro, being on here with you. I always tell you this every time I see you. You were literally the first person to just publicly make a post about Concrete Comics and how that we're somebody people need to check out. And I saved that clip. I still got it on my phone for,
Look,
for 5 years, 6 years later, I still got it on my phone.
I like to think that I have a little bit of DNA in Concrete. As a matter of fact, this particular comic that's right behind me, I have the forward up top.
Oh yeah, you. Speaking of forwards, I need I need one for the Acolyte trade.
Oh, and no problem.
I need one for the
Not,
trade, bro.
not a problem. Now, to get right into it, because you haven't done this in a long time. Because I remember when you came out with this Genesis Year One, and it was a
Yeah,
compilation of basically, I guess if you want to call it an anthology of all your number ones.
yeah,
So it was
yeah. It was
basically
Acolyte, Odina, and
an
Absolver.
Absolver,
All the ones we launched with.
all smacked
Genesis
into
year
one.
one. Yep,
Uh,
Genesis year one. Really dope.
But since you've done this, I mean, look, we're talking about the first three characters that were a part of like pretty much the
Yeah,
pantheon of
yeah.
Concrete Comics. But ever since then, the expansion it has already hit. I mean, good
Oh
God,
yeah,
you're pretty much stretched into the Midwest. You're down south. You're on the East Coast. You
yeah.
still haven't picked up a West Coast rider yet. I'm waiting.
We did. Did we have one? Well,
Do
we
you?
had a couple. We collaborate with some for sure.
Okay.
You
Because
know what I'm
like
saying?
as far as like your Star Wars characters, I like everybody has an identity, and most of their
Yeah,
identities are regional. So like I'm waiting for like a West Coast character because
yeah,
of, like
yeah.
and
No,
I'm not saying this because I'm on the East Coast. I'm just saying like Concrete pretty much
yeah,
represents the board.
yeah. No, haven't and with Daniel kind of put us in another country. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, you did
Because
that too.
he's from Cuba, but I think one of the dopest things I like about Concrete and the expansion is not just what we did here in the universe, but you have a Daniel going on to start his own publishing house. You got other people doing, Najee with the film work, doing what he's doing
Yeah.
with Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime now and Tubi,
Hmm.
and just seeing the other branches that are starting from the three of us, and it's growing into, all that it's growing into.
Word.
So yeah, man, it's amazing, bro. I'm saying
Yeah.
for real.
And we always talk about it. This pretty much kicked off what 2018, if I'm saying that correctly, right?
Well, we
Yeah.
started the I met Jamil the beginning of 2018, and I met Anaji right at the end of 2018.
Hmm.
They knew each other from a similar group they were in. In 2017, I was Acolyte and I was Concrete, but I was just learning what I wanted to be.
Hmm.
And through the road, gathering those glorious men for the Fellowship of the Ring,
Oh my
you
God.
know, and so 2019 was when we officially launched our first Kickstarter, right around like August of 2019. But our books didn't come out till January 2020. So
Right.
2020 was when the books first hit the public.
Yeah, because
So
2019 is
yeah.
when I caught wind of y'all.
Yeah, whole lot of promo, just posters, characters, just showing you who we were. And that we didn't have no books out. We were just ramping up just the
Yeah.
hype. And once, I'm glad that the hype didn't disappoint. Because some things you see things build up, hype, you see some glorious promo and things going crazy, then you get the book and you're like, oh, yeah. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So the fact that we dropped and people really embraced us for what we were doing was the icing on the cake. You know what I mean?
And it wasn't just the quality in the books, it was pretty much the business model that you guys like adapted to where when a Kickstarter ended, you was going to get your book like
Yeah,
immediately. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you didn't stall a lot of folks. Like
yeah.
if they purchase your books, they're pretty much in the mail.
Oh yeah, for sure. All our Kickstarters are just pre-orders. They're not they're not funding. They're not project fundings. You know what I mean? To make the books. I've always been afraid to do that because
Hmm?
in my eyes, the books are coming out. Like I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm gonna put my money behind it and put it out, and the Kickstarters help us recoup what we invested into making the book.
Right.
And I like that business model. I think our fans enjoyed it because, like we said, it's not the long wait process of now that the book is funded, now we got to wait for production and wait
Wait
for
for
this and that.
printing, all that. Yeah.
The most we y'all may have to wait for is probably printing and maybe final edits. That may be it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But outside of that, everything else is locked and loaded and ready to roll. You
And
know?
now in doing this for since 2019, I'm sure if there's young indie comic book creators, publishers that are
Yeah.
looking to do this for the very first time, they've all, I'm sure they've asked you questions.
Oh yeah, man. I as you know, I love helping the community because you know we had it kind of hard coming out. Like people weren't too friendly with us
Mhm.
with concrete, and that's kind of why we had such a hard exterior. You know what I mean? Why we were so like it's either us or y'all. You know what I'm saying, and it ain't gonna be us. You know what I'm
Right.
saying, and that's kind of why we were like that. But we never lost the community aspect of us. You know what I mean? Our hardships didn't make us rigid. It just made us seek out people that needed help. You know what I mean? Kind of like a comic book Jedi Order. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Just trying to find the people that got the force in them and bring them to the light. You know what I'm saying? So
What was the biggest stamp of approval in these 6 years that you got from like a veteran that was like, oh,
a
look,
veteran.
if he or she digging my shit, then
So I met Joe Illidge at Brooklyn Comic Con. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I only seen him on the internet. But when he met me, he knew everything about me. He knew exactly what I got going on. And he said, "Yo, I need all six of Acolyte." And I signed him for him. And he came to the table first just to introduce himself. Then he
Right.
came back to buy everything. And I said, "Damn, that's kind of lit." Because he does some amazing things, man. You know what
Yo,
I
bro,
mean?
that's like Milestone's editor.
Yeah, yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. To know he knows what we got going on, and he gave me just the utmost like, yo, keep going. Y'all are setting the mold and the build of what it needs to be like. And I said, damn, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Now, Ja Reed, the creator of Deja-Vu and Loud, creator Watchmen, they
Yeah.
were in Chicago Fan Expo, and the guy that um I think he may be the editor or something of the X-Men '97 show. And he pulled up on him. He said, "Yo, I know exactly who y'all are. I need these right here." And he signed them, and boom, I kept it moving. I can't remember his name.
From the show, like what the director, or you talking about like Chase?
He was an older dude,
Oh,
X-Men
Larry
'97,
Houston.
black dude.
Yeah, older black dude, Larry Houston.
Yeah, he pulled up on him, told him he knows exactly what we got going on. He was looking for that table specifically, and said, "Yeah, I found y'all. I need that." And that's it. So, just to know that we're seen by the people that we look up to, and
Yeah.
we followed their careers and seen all the amazing things that they've done. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's just humbling. But even that, just the general fans, just the kids. You know what I mean? When the kids see us come to the schools and talking and stuff like that, and seeing
Art.
their eyes open so that they could be us, they could do what I'm doing. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's so many dope experiences that come along with this.
Yeah.
All the grinding and all that stuff, yeah, that's hard, it's difficult. But when you see what's the joy you bring to other people,
Yeah.
that's what makes it dope. You know what I mean?
Now is this just you in the Jersey area, or is this like Onaji doing it in Atlanta, Jamel
Oh,
doing it
we
in
doing it
Jersey,
everywhere.
and
We doing it everywhere,
Lot?
man.
That's what's
Like
happening.
Lyle and Jari are both in Chicago, so they do cons together all the time. Me and Jamil, we're both here in Jersey, so
Hmm.
we do a lot here. Anaji flies up and he does stuff down where he's at. Carla's been going crazy. I don't know if you've been watching Carla's progression with her Luna books and just
Carla's
everything
what?
she's doing on.
DC? Is she?
She's in Maryland.
She's in Maryland.
Yeah, she's doing her thing. She's amazing. That's the first lady of Concrete, you
Them,
know.
those Luna books are amazing, bro.
Luna actually I gotta finish making the graphics. He was the number one seller for January. So, you know what I mean? That's dope. I'm saying
So
that's definitely dope.
I know the scheduling around like comic books. There's always like a an estimated amount of first print. When you have a situation like that where like pretty much that first print is pretty much gone and they're going in the second print, do you change things up?
We're getting into that phase now. Like going through Diamond, I've learned a lot about how important second prints are and variant covers and stuff like that. Because we come from the simplicity era. We just trying to get it to as many people as we can. We'll print as many copies as we can to get out to people, but we're still learning I'm still trying to learn what it is that makes a collector tick.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to understand it now. So now we're starting to model ourselves to fit the mold of readers, collectors, and just people that just want the books, you know?
This is very true because I guess I'm considering myself a collector because I do have this, but I have a
Yeah.
stack of concrete over there. Like a
Yeah,
stack.
yeah, yeah. And see, we only printed, I think there's only like 54 of those.
That's right.
Yeah, 54 of those. After that Kickstarter, we didn't print those no more. Completely done.
So I'm holding
So
to this.
I only have two. I have two left. One I've been holding for a fan. He said he wants to see me in person to get it. So I was
Mhm.
holding it for him, but I have my own one copy and I'm not printing no more though. So them saying it's done.
So
It's a
perfect
wrap.
segue. You talked about the distribution process, and of course, was I'm going to say what last year, maybe a year and a half ago, y'all talked about your acquisition with Diamond as far as the distribution of your comics because you were more so enabled to go into the direct market rather than doing a lot of crowdfunding
Yeah,
through Kickstarters and everything like that. And in the news recently around Diamond and
yeah,
a lot of major comic book companies leaving, or better yet, just whether they were going to postpone it or go forward with another distribution company, they did. But for smaller publishers that's their bread and butter, what happens next?
yeah. Luckily for us, that was always our second option. You know what I'm saying? Our first option is to get it through us. You know what I mean? We'll call comic shops ourselves and do it. But the outreach of being in previews, I definitely saw the importance of that and how you could effortlessly sell books by just being listed.
Yeah,
And that's hard as an independent creator to get that type of privilege. But I think everything is pretty much still a go. Oh, sorry about that. The kids have ran up in here. I don't know what's going on. Told them what I had going on in here, but no. So you know, we got the news. The people, us that are under Diamond, we got the news months ago. Like we knew what was going on and
okay.
stuff like that. Just the public, you know what I mean, kind of got it. So they gave us they gave us a heads up and everything like that. Luckily we weren't in the midst of like in a place where we were owed money or anything like that. Because I hear
Good.
some people are needing they bread and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that uneasiness. Luckily, we weren't there. I planned out my spaces of when I put books in very strategically. So I had gaps in between when books dropped, and just when they did that, it was in one of our gaps. So
Yep.
I wasn't in the process of waiting for no bread. So I think, man, people there's many other companies. There's Lunar, if you feel comfortable. There's Simon and Schuster.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff. You
Penguin
can go the
Random
Amazon
House.
route.
Yep.
Yeah, you can go the Amazon route. You can do a lot. So it shouldn't deter anybody. You can get it if you want to get it. You can get it. The bottom line, Diamond was just a really dope opportunity, and with the exit of I guess Marvel and DC left them right. it
Hmm.
opened up to a lot of indie publishers, especially Black indie publishers. And it was a blessing. It was an experience, and I truly enjoyed it. And we've had nothing but pleasurable moments with Diamond.
So I'm about to say, like now, currently, you're still with Diamond at the moment.
Yeah, there's no. I don't think there's no reason to pull out.
Yeah.
Of the situation. You just see what's going on for you. We don't have all our eggs in that basket anyway. So it's not. If I put a book out there and it gets ordered, and we go through the process and everything seems normal on my end. So I don't really have no reserves towards it at all. When we need to use it, we're going to use it.
Mm. Nah,
And we're
it's
also
real.
we're also gonna we're also gonna talk to the other distributors as well because they all do different things. Some of them they do one same thing. They can get your books in comic stores, but some of them have better connections with Walmart, or some of them get you into a Family Dollar,
Hmm.
or a Barnes and Noble. So they all specialize in different things. So you can be on as many as you want. You know what I mean?
Dang. Okay.
And it's not like I think I saw people speaking on it. It's not like how it used to be. I think they used to demand like exclusivities and stuff like that. They
They
don't do
did.
that now.
Yeah.
Maybe they do that with larger companies than us, but
Yeah. And
we
I
didn't have
think
nothing like that.
I think that's what like people considered them a monopoly at one point because
Yeah,
everybody was just basically running their books through them.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure they probably did that, but it's not. It ain't like that. It's very easy. It's if you get in there, they accept your books. They want to publish you. They connect you with a guy. He's like your main person you talk to for
Yep.
everything. And any problems you got, talk to him and goes through. So,
All right.
you know,
Well,
I've had no problems, man.
I hear you. Now getting to this Kickstarter campaign that you basically now no this the this I only I'm trying to think the last time y'all was on Kickstarter was Deja-Vu versus Watchmen.
It was. So we kind of took we kind of was we were testing out the direct to market through our website with pre-orders in 2024. Just seeing if we still needed Kickstarter. And what we realized is that Kickstarter has like its own community of
Yeah.
people that only buy their books from Kickstarter. They don't want to buy it from your website. They
Yeah,
don't
that's
want to
true.
buy it from these other places. They want it from Kickstarter. And we neglected a lot of people with drops. You know what I'm saying? And now we're seeing that. So we spinning the block, getting them back what they need. And we're putting Kickstarter back into one of our main outreaches, I would say. And for the people that just want to go to the website, you can do that too. Or if you want early access, just join the Patreon.
That's also true. Now,
You know what I mean?
what made you want to jump into that route? Because a lot of creators are, of course, a little sketchy about jumping into the whole business model of subscribed users for exclusive content. Why Patreon?
I think it's about the experience, right? If you love the company and you want to zone in and lock in on everything we do, get some behind the scene footage, get to talk to us directly, and not get lost in the algorithms because we've been shadow banned on IG for like 3 years now, probably.
Bro,
But
probably one of the reasons I left.
exactly, but because like I tell you, we all our eggs go into our platforms. You know what I mean? IG is for social spreading, the knowledge and the wealth of who we are, and X and TikTok, which I hate TikTok, but I'm gonna get one of the interns to handle that for me. But everything else, man, if you want that personal experience with Concrete, you want to know character breakdowns of what's coming out before everybody else. You join a Patreon. At the end of the day, we know not everybody's gonna subscribe, but the people that do subscribe, they're locked in. They want to know everything. They want the extra sauce. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? The discounts. They want that stuff because they appreciate everything Concrete brings to the table, and
So
that's why I wanted to make sure I had a place just for them, just for them. Everybody can access us through the social medias. That's fine. But are you locked in now? You
yeah,
know, are you
and
really
and
locked in?
and there's even people taking like a benefit of the Discord server that you basically get that you guys basically put up.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy in there for sure. But yeah, I'm saying because gets a little crazy in there, but yeah, that's just us just really trying to make sure we have a dedicated community for our people, man, that love concrete and that love independent comic books. Um, a lot of our supporters and fans have told me that concrete was like their gateway
Yeah, to indie
into
comics.
indie comic space. And to me, that when I hear that, I hear like I have a duty to uphold. Because if we're the bridge that's bringing them to the other people, then we're gonna make sure we transition that right. You know what
That
I mean?
also makes you the foundation for a lot of people's comic book reading.
I ain't mad at that either, man. I think we definitely, I'm gonna toot my own little horn, man. I think we definitely helped raise the quality in indie comics, along with some of the other titles out there like Godhood and Advent Comics and people like that. Because indie comics had a reputation of not being the best quality,
Correct.
right? But you can't say that about us. You can't say that about a lot of people we rock with either.
Mhm.
So, I think this new age of indie comics from the COVID babies, if you would call us all COVID babies, we really put the quality, like you can't really see the difference between the big two and us no more. It's like it's one of the same.
That's true. That's true. Now, to get into these trades that you guys pretty much have out,
Mm.
whether it's Acolyte, Odina, Absolver, Deja-Vu, how many issues now are we at Absolver? We at like 6 issues now?
So Zolver just dropped his number 4. So his trade is 4 issues,
Trade is 4 issues.
and that fourth issue is fire too. Like it the way it's gonna leave you guys. Y'all know what's about to happen in this next arc of Absolver. Issue. Um, Odina ended me too. I'm very excited to see where that goes after this. Acolyte 6 issues, of course, and Deja Vu has 3 issues out now, but you get 4, 5, and 6 in this trade. They're already done. But you guys are getting the main point of this Kickstarter, because these trades are all going to have their individual drops with their original covers. But
Right.
this Kickstarter is only for the people that won't get to see us at Comic Cons. These are Comic Con exclusive covers. We're never printing these again.
Gotcha.
And on our con tour, we're only bringing trades out. Like you may see a couple of issue ones, maybe issue twos there, but we're investing in the whole story, so y'all might as well too. Just get the whole thing,
Look,
you
I
know?
get it because, like we talked about this before. A lot of people, when they come to cons, they're more interested in those one volume trades rather than just those single
Yeah,
floppies.
yeah. No, that's a fact. And I'll tell you this though, it's a very humbling feeling to know like a trade is like it's like in my head, I always dreamed about being here. Like I
Hmm.
can't wait to have like a completed story for people to just dive into.
And
And
now you
now
got
that we're
four
here,
characters that all have trades.
bro, it's insane. It's a really dope feeling. We're close to having and Grandmaster Facts exclusive secret, but we got maybe we got maybe 3 other ones that are about to be completed.
That's what I was about to say. They're creeping up. Like
So
Watchmen's already
yeah,
creeping up. Luna's already creeping up.
yeah, you got Primate, but I'm
Prime,
talking about
Primate's yours.
L'Oreal, huh?
Primate's yours, right?
Nah, Primate's by Avery Hazelwood. He's from Connecticut. Young cat, man, brilliant writer.
Now we're doing
I
the New England region. Ah,
Oh yeah, he actually in just another Grandmaster Facts exclusive fact. So Primate number 1 is out, but
right.
2 and 3 are both done. So that next Kickstarter is for issues 1 through 3, and y'all are gonna be able to dive into that story. I love Primate. I was able to be in the kitchen when it was cooking. And I was able to throw some salt and
Throw a
pepper
little
in certain
sauce in
things,
that.
and I'm really proud of what Avery got going on, and I love the grittiness. He also has one of the best catchphrases. His is "I am consequence." Fire. It's a fire bar. It's a fire bar. And the way it was set up in the story, in the zero issue, and that put him on the map. A lot of people read that and was like, damn, he consequence. It made everybody in Concrete was like, damn, I need a catchphrase, man, because he out here killing it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Being as how he's kind of like the latest one to join up. What was it? What was his pitch?
His pitch. So, funny thing, Primate had a whole nother name.
Mm-hmm.
It was like eight mask or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and these are some of the things that people don't realize when you come to Concrete. We really sit down and plan like, how are we going to come out with this? Like, what name is going to really connect? And
Yeah.
if the name is already golden, the name's golden. But if we think it can be better and if I can convince you and pitch you some other ideas and then we go forward with it, because ultimately I want any book that comes into Concrete to be a flagship. Every book here is a flagship. There's not no hierarchy. Everybody is the flagship. You know what I mean? So your name got to look right next to the Absolvers and Odinas, the Deja-Vus, the Primates. See how this flew in there? It flew in there. When you say those names together, it sounds like he belongs here. So, in the midst of the story was already great. Just little things that could maybe tweak it to make it dope.
Right.
Like when Luna came, her name was originally Muna Maru. That was the name of the book.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, that's good, but it takes away from the importance of the character Luna and makes it more like a overarching story about like, everything, kind of like Lord of the Rings, instead of
Yeah.
it being called Aragon. You know what I mean? It was called Aragon, but we'd be like, oh, okay. It's about him. But
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings, it's about the whole fellowship and all these other characters. So I felt it was more important to single out Luna and Luna, Queen of Maru. And then, it branded a little bit better. Carla loved it. And we went forward with that. And now people recognize that name, you know?
As a matter of fact, I was about to say, like, Luna has been catching a lot of like news, headwind announcements, and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like, Carla's been doing her thing. That storyline is, of course, a lot different than a lot that you guys are putting out because it's a fantasy tale.
Yeah. It's a love story, a fantasy superhero opera.
See,
It's dope.
you wouldn't even think that from the past titles that you have done. Most of them have, of course, been more intrigued in the matter of superhero,
Yeah.
crime, not to say like violence or anything like that, but heroic deeds. Like
Yeah.
this is totally
Yeah.
totally left.
Yeah, and I think that that's why like Luna and Absolver stand out so much in Primate because they have a different tone than the traditional superhero stories. You know what I mean? And I think that's what makes Concrete a dope universe, a dope company is that we're we try to bring in titles that everybody can find something that they like. You
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah. If you're a fan of like grounded characters, we got Watchmen, Deja-Vu, Primate, Base Force. We got Sith Row coming, and Maven just made his appearance in Absolver. So we got some dope grounded characters. If you like a little heroicness, super strength, you got the Odinas, you
Mm-hmm.
got Tinox, you got people like that. If you like history, you got Tinnock and Kandaki. If
Mm-hmm.
you like, Superman-ish Silver Surfer stuff, you got Acolyte. You got Fate coming. You got we got titles, man.
Yeah,
We got a lot of
if you like
titles.
horror, you got Absolver.
You got Absolver if you like horror. I think Primate is a little bit of horror too.
I
When
mean,
you think
shoot,
about it,
that issue one, I would definitely say so.
it's kind of like I equate it to I was watching Equalizer 3, right? And I realized I said, yo, you know what, man? This is a horror movie, but for the bad guys.
Yeah.
Because when Denzel, it's like all that's missing is the creepy music when he walks in. Because he's gonna murder everybody in a very violent way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And is it a good deed? You could say it is, but if I was a detective and I had to come and look at the scene, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Something's going on here. Like this guy got a cut through his eye socket, and this other guy got some stuff going on. Whoever did this may not be okay. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel about like Primate or like a Frank Castle. It's kind of like that, right?
True.
Like he does what he does for his own in his head. He's a hero. He's doing what he do. But imagine witnessing what he did
Yep.
as just a bystander. He just lit up a whole bar. You know what I mean? So and I love those parallels in story, right? Like what is good, what's bad, what's evil, blah blah blah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? What is it? If Acolyte uses your car as a shield, is he a hero at that point? Like he just ruined your whole car
It's
source.
it's collateral damage at that point, bro.
Yeah, but who gonna pay for that? You know what I'm saying? At least Tony Stark be paying for stuff, right? Like
It's
he'll
true.
send a check. He'll still send a little check, but
It's like
Spider-Man ain't got that bread.
my bad for what I did to your house.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Here goes a grant or something like that. But Spider-Man can't pay for that.
No.
He just gotta disappear. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
That's it.
So yo, the tour that you guys are pretty much going to be on, and you're starting this in 2025. You have a lot of
Oh yeah.
cities out there. Is everybody going on tour, or is this the way that you're going to like break everybody up and
Where
everybody's going to cherry pick a city?
everybody has the option to come. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Um, but most, every not everybody likes going to cons. You know what I mean? Some people do, some people don't. But we're probably gonna make it a way where if you want your book sold at a certain con, you can have that happen. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Um, because we're definitely like cons is where it's at. Cons is where you meet people, where you meet connections, where you network, where you most of the speaking engagements I've done are from people that have came to my table at a con and said, "Hey, I'm a professor at Moore College of Arts. I'd love to have you come by and speak to my students." All right, here's the email. Boom. So we meet a lot of people that we need to meet at these conventions that you wouldn't normally meet like online or on the internet because you can't have that face-to-face talk. And I want people to realize how important Comic Cons are. Like if you're doing comics, you may have a little anxiety. Maybe you may be a little socially awkward. There's ways around that. Find somebody that's a salesman. Maybe bring them with you. Let them do the talking for you. Um, you sit there and just explain the details when you need to, but let them
I,
do what they got to do.
I think you bringing Jari to Philly was a good ad.
Yeah, no, it was dope, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a great salesman, man.
natural
He
salesman.
does what he does. I'm more of a personable person. Like I talk, what I mean? I kind of give that, you know, relatability, blah blah blah. Jari gives that corporate relatability, and Jamil gives you just the off the wall. I'm here, guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I got knowledge, but I'm going to sell you this book.
I can imagine if it's loud.
Oh, Lau, I got to meet Lau the first time at C2E2. Lau's an experience, man. And this year, him and Jamil gonna be at the same con. So I'm excited to see
Oh my God.
when two immovable objects collide. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see what happens.
So,
But yeah,
so is there any spots that like y'all haven't been to that y'all like looking forward to go?
so the one place we're waiting to lock in is New York Comic Con.
Okay,
That's always the hardest one to get into.
it
But
is
our first stop is Cleveland Fan Expo in
Cleveland.
in March. Yeah, I'm going to Cleveland for the first time. Then we got, I got one in Penn State coming up
Okay.
a couple of weeks. Yeah, obviously, Philly Fan Expos and stuff like that. We
Mm-hmm.
signed up for Baltimore. We got, we had Blurred is on the, we're on the waiting list for Blurred, unfortunately, but DreamCon, we're in there. We're doing Super Florida Con in Miami. We're doing Chicago Fan Expo again. Yeah, bro, a lot. We applied. We might be going to Dragon Con as well. So
Okay, that's
and
Atlanta.
yeah, and all those I'm mentioning, they're like the big ones, but we got so many small ones in between as
Oh
well.
yeah.
And also, when we go to DreamCon is in Houston this year, so we got a book signing at a bookstore down there as well. So we're trying to pair up book signings with the cons when we go down
Got
there.
you. That's
You
what's
know what I
up.
mean? And just link with the people. And we're gonna have these exclusive trades that you can only get at the cons with us.
Mm,
So, you know what I mean? That's fire.
I
But
get
yeah,
it.
I think Jamil's gonna be with us at C2E2 and Anad is gonna be with us at DreamCon. And you know, Lau's gonna be. I think Lau claims he's gonna be a Dream Con, but he'll definitely be a C2E2.
It's gonna be a C2E2.
At
I'm about
Fan
to say
Expo,
you may you might lose
Fan
Lyle at DreamCon.
Lau surprised. Yeah, Lau don't like. I don't really like people like that. So, but you know, Lau don't really like people back, but he's getting better. You know what I mean?
Bet.
He's getting better. I think at Philly, Anad is going to be there. Jowry's going to be there. Jamil's going to be there, and I think Carla might be there as well.
All at Philly?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, I think
if
that
you're
they
doing
will.
Baltimore, I'm suspecting that Carla could be there.
Because J.E. Tyler, the one that does Yes to Fate, he's from
Yeah.
Maryland as well. And oh yeah, I forgot I got one I got to do in Connecticut with Avery from Primate. We got one out there.
See,
Um, I'm trying to. So we do have another exclusive. We do have some new creators coming on board that I'm about to be announcing.
I was
One of
going to
them,
ask you that. I was like, I know it's coming. I was like, I
oh
usually
yeah,
ask you to stay to Concrete Comics, and I know that
yeah,
there's always like
yeah,
some
yeah,
creators
yeah.
in your back pocket that you're like, yo, I
There's
got
all there's always
a
there's
new
always
title.
there's always people flying through. Are you familiar with the artist? I'll drop his name. Are you familiar with C Dub Art?
Yeah.
He
He used to do like the t-shirts. I think I have one of them for
he got that glorious picture of all the black superheroes like
right.
Storm and all them.
Yeah, yeah.
So he has a book called Summons, and he's potentially a new member of Concrete Comics as well. So yeah, I mean, and he's the funny story. We actually grew up close to each other and never knew each other. Like he lived in
Hey,
Upper Darby, I was right in the next town over, and
I mean,
but
if you live
yeah,
in Upper Darby, as long as he ain't claiming Philly, that might have messed y'all up.
nah, no, Upper Darby might as well be Philly, man. It's literally like a two steps away. You know what I'm saying? Two
It is two
footsteps
steps
away.
away.
But it's a different world though, for sure. For
But dang,
sure.
so okay, so y'all was that close, didn't realize it.
Nah.
You-
He was actually one of the first people I seen. Shout out to see the first time I ever went to Philly Fan Expo, it was called Wizard World, right?
I remember.
That
Yep.
was that was that was what? That was like 2016, I
Yeah.
think. I was just doing recon because I'd never been to a Comic Con before. But I remember I looked on the website and his face was one of the only black people I saw
I
that was there.
remember around that time where we were all just like all linking up and he was always around.
He was always there. Inspired, man. I really appreciate all his work and his guidance and everything he's got going on. And that's the main reason why we linking up because he has this great book, but he doesn't really get too much time to put it out because he's always drawing for other people. He does some big projects. He
Hmm.
gets hired for major comics to do. So he barely has time to put his stuff out there. So I'm like,
Yeah,
bro, I love your story, man. Let's make something happen. And we're gonna make something happen. We do so many cons indirectly together that we're like a family already. You know what I mean?
that's what's
And I
happening.
think that's dope. And are you? I'll give you one more. I'll give you one more. Are you familiar with the cosplayer Lieris?
No.
She cosplayed my character Cosmosa.
Wait, okay. In Atlanta?
hmm
I do remember this.
So if you don't know, she is an exceptional artist, and she
Really?
has she has comic book series that is fire. And it's more on the lines of like a dark fantasy. It's dope. It's really dope. And she along with a couple other titles are headlining our new division, Concrete Dimensions, where it's basically the multiverse of the Concrete universe where any and all kind of stories can exist. And it's a dope one. It's a dope book, a little on the X-rated side, but it's fire.
Wait a minute. So you're jumping into the multiversal saga of your storylines, and you're also doing NSFW work.
Yeah. 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 No, it's bro, it's the expansion is grown beyond that. Not to mention Concrete Dimensions, we got Concrete Kids launching as well.
I
And we
mean,
got
put it up before
Project
we
Mix as
started.
well.
That
Oh
K
yeah. Yeah, K-Way is a K-Way. So these are more Project Miss projects. So Project Miss stands for Making Yesterday Safer Today. These is where we do like our community awareness projects.
Yep.
And that's another division of Concrete that we're officially coming out with um this year. And these books are already in the world, man. K-Way was picked up. We partnered with the Mental Health Association in New Jersey to start to launch the first editions of these. And they got them in schools all throughout New Jersey. And New York is starting to call for these and they're really starting to move, man. We're on issue 3 already.
That's
This
what's
is
up.
issue 2 right here. Issue 3 is about to come out. And Liberty Nights, our biggest project to date.
I
We
mean,
we
look,
linked up with
that was the
yeah,
campaign, brother.
this is the campaign right here, man. Celebrities got this. We got Mark Ruffalo and Don Cheadle and Kevin Bacon, all of them. They got this. They got
Shout,
it in
shout
their
out to
hands.
your
They asked
public
for
relations team because you had that in everybody's hands. There was a young lady that y'all were dealing with that was basically just
it. Yeah.
dragging you out.
Yo, yeah, yeah. So I interviewed. So it was a dope experience, man. Because they so basically to tell you how this all came about. It was a grant that I just applied for. It was like I saw it. It was like a pop-up too that came on my phone. I was just laying in bed and it said Rec Philadelphia and Show Up Strong is doing a grant to see we want to get some innovative ideas of how we can help young voters get to the polls.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, pitch your idea. So I pitched my idea of that I make a comic book that would show the different personalities of voters and like what they fear, why they don't do it, why they don't want to do it. But then I was like, you know what? And I'm gonna make a superhero team that is based in Philadelphia, that's in the Concrete universe, that, I haven't dropped their origin yet, but they kind of represent Philadelphia. So when these people in the storyline, they're not just fearful of voting. There's an entity that's putting fear into the minds and hearts of Philadelphia. And the Liberty Knights come to fight that entity to help get people to know that they have the power to make a change. And that's really what the book was all about, man. And so when I pitched that to them, they invited me to it was like a pitch, like a sort of like a Shark Tank type thing, right?
Gotcha.
And it was out of 500 submissions, 19 people got selected. I was one of the 19. And funny story, when I walked in, the lady told me where to sit, blah blah blah. And then she came over to me like 2 minutes later, said, "Hey, you're Derek, right? Um, Kevin, the owner wants to talk to you."
Mm-hmm.
He came and sat down. The first thing he said is, he said, "Yo, how long would it take you to make that book?" I was like, and this is before the thing started, before we did our pitches and everything.
Yeah.
I guess they already knew we weren't that bold.
Yeah.
And long story short, we got the grant. It was a $200,000 grant that encompassed everything they did, and the book was a part of that budget. You know what I'm saying? So, they cut a check. We wrote the book, and it was once I didn't start writing, so I know I'm getting what I need.
Yeah.
So I wrote that book in maybe a couple hours. Jamil designed the characters right then, sent it to the editor. She approved it. Artists started working on it. We had the book done in a week. That was the fastest book we've ever done because the deadline was crazy. The
Mm-hmm.
deadline was crazy. When we knew we got it, it was like September 24th or September 20th. They needed the book by the 3rd of October. So 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 you know what I
Can't give you
mean?
no type of damn time.
We got it done though. And that's a testament to the 5 years of us knowing the business, knowing how to work, having great artists. I was
Yeah.
able to communicate, get the team cracking, and we got it done. And this book, they purchased 135,000 copies of it and shipped it directly to citizens of Philadelphia that were registered to vote. So 130,000 people in Philadelphia had this book just mailed to them. And
That's crazy.
that's crazy. And I haven't done no fact checking, but I saw that the Batman book it's the number one selling book of 2024 with like I think 300K. So I don't know what the
Yeah,
second and third
absolute
one
Batman.
is.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know what the second and third book is, but I don't know if we could be there. Saying maybe. But we're definitely probably one of the highest selling books of Philadelphia for sure.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? So no, it was a dope experience though, man. So that's Liberty Nice's Project Mist, our community based outreach where we're gonna be really trying to help save the world, man. We're gonna be talking about cancer awareness, everything, anything and everything that affects our fans and family, we're gonna be addressing with Project Mist. Sure.
That's what's happening, man. So as far as this, I mean, we're talking conventions, trades that are basically built up, community outreach, comics, um, and pretty
Kids,
yeah, yeah,
concrete kids. Yep.
yeah, concrete kids. Um, you're talking about your high school series and how that basically is emboldening schools. Like, what else is there to do, man?
Oh, it's a lot. It's still a lot, man. There's still so much to do. You know, Concrete Films is a big thing that Anaji's spearheading with Obsolete Studios, and
That is definitely
um,
Najee's wheelhouse.
it is, man. He's incredible, bro. He does a lot. Like, I'm just amazed by what he does, man. You
Still on
know,
Tubi
that's and the
and
quality. Like,
Amazon
that's
Prime.
one
Yeah,
thing. Amazon Prime, and it not only was it on Tubi, it was also recommended by Tubi in the sci-fi section of something you should watch.
right.
You know what I mean? I tell them always, pop his ish, man. Go, I mean, talk your stuff out here, because it's a lot of films on Tubi, right? And to be
Yeah.
selected by them to do that, it's amazing, man. And just everybody's clicking right now. I know. Lyle is actually writing on a film project. He's one of the writers, so that's dope too. I know Base Force, he got something cooking with the film side.
Mhm.
Some directors hit me up interested to do Primate and Zoriel. So you might be seeing you might be seeing some concrete films very soon, man.
It's true. It's true, man. Like, as far as just like this, the overview of Black comics, Black indie comics since
Yeah,
2019, since y'all first jumped in this, like, what does it feel like now? Is
slightly
it,
overwhelming.
that's what I'm about to
It's
say.
slightly,
Is it just as big,
slightly
or
overwhelming.
is it way bigger?
Yeah, no, the team's way bigger, man. The people you don't see, the Montrez editor in chief, Ty, the head of community and public relations. Jari is about to be our distribution manager, and he's our convention coordinator. He's just all the cons. So
Mhm.
Jari's getting it in. You got our founders, um, Jamil, art director. You know what I mean? You got a Najee, head of film. You got me, publisher, the creative director. Um, we got Lee. He's the head of digital sales. We got our interns that now are part of the company, Jada and Darius. He's a part of video production, and Jada is our social media manager. So like the team that you don't see, man, they help with the overwhelming side of things, and they got it really clicking, man. And it's allowing us to do so much now. You know, it's allowing us to do so much.
Word.
So shout out to them. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the team and everything that's going on. Like I want to make a world where as we started, we want to be a safe haven for Black and brown creators that look like us and that need a place where they can succeed.
Word.
That's why I created Divisions because Concrete Universe is like if this was Marvel, that would be our 616, right? Now, divisions would be where anything and everything else can exist. But this
Mhm.
universe, we're gonna keep it packed in because we're telling a closely knitted story. But in a multiverse, we can do anything.
True.
You know?
Now, for somebody, the last question. Now, for somebody that has a music background and, of course, has understood the business side of music, how
Yeah.
much of that do you feel like you've thrown into this?
Funny thing is, everybody keeps asking me when the instrumental albums and the soundtrack's going to be coming out.
Look,
So people been asking me.
it's only right, man. Look, if you want to just build up soundtracks sonically
Yeah,
to your comics, you can do that.
yeah, yeah. No, that's for sure. I got a lot chilling. I don't. Like during our K-Way weekend, all the music was some of my old instrumentals and beats. All of our motion. comic advertisements. That's all my music on there.
Yep.
So I sneak it in there. But for me, music is like it's almost like how I write my comics. It's so I really gotta be like I gotta be locked in because I don't just say anything. I gotta say what I feel, what I
Hmm.
mean. I gotta think on it, and when it hits me, it hits me. So right now, like personally, my thoughts are so torn between there's so much going on politically and in comics, and
Hmm.
then just there's so much stuff going on. I like what that artist D1 is doing. I like
Oh
the
yeah,
division.
from
I
New
like
Orleans. Yeah.
I feel like this that movement is kind of sparking me to get back because it's a mission to be like, yo, we're getting tired of the murder music. There gotta be like it used to be a good balance where there
Oh
was
yeah.
like party
Everybody
music,
had a
dance
lane.
music,
Everybody had a lane.
there was spoken word rappers, and then there was a murder music. Now it's like 80 to 90% murder music and 10% for everything else.
Hmm.
And we got to rebalance that out because our kids is hurting from it. Our little girls is hurting from the over sexualized music. You know what I mean? And so that's probably why I got out of going so hard with music. But now I want to go back into music is because it's so many lanes, man. There's so many lanes that people need to see that for sure.
That's what's happening, bro. Always good to talk to you.
No, yeah, for sure, man. You know the vibes, man. I mean, me and you can always go for hours, man. I'm
It's
probably gonna be seeing you at what, Fan Expo, Philly Fan Expo?
you know what? You might be seeing me there. Yeah. I mean,
Philly Fan Expo would be dope.
there's actually a smaller one in Jackson, New Jersey.
Bro, I live a town over.
Yeah, there's one in April that I might be at.
It's in Jackson.
It's in Jack.
Is it called like Super Jersey Con or something like that?
That's exactly what it is.
I didn't know it was in Jackson. Usually it's in like Morristown or something like that.
Yeah, from what they said, it's in Jackson.
I'm about to see if they can sponsor your boy a table, man. You know what I'm saying? I deserve that. You know what I'm saying? I
If you
deserve that. I
if
put
you
too
right
much in
out
this
the way, you
community.
might need to do that. But
Bro,
yes, we
that's
will be seeing each
that
other during this con season. So, bro, always amazing to talk to you. It's good to have concrete in a healthy balance of things and knowing that you guys got a big future coming out of 2025 going into 2026.
yeah.
That's what's happening.
Oh, 2026 is gonna be crazy. 2026 is gonna be the year of the events. You know what I mean? Events are gonna start now that the characters kind of got to
Now that the volumes are done, now you're gonna have the
yeah,
big events.
because that's the number one question. When we gonna see the characters together?
Well,
You know what I
we've been
mean?
saying that since like the first issue.
I feel like it's time. I feel like every character got their time to flesh out and be themselves. Man, I thought that was very important. Everybody have their spotlight
Right,
because when you jump everybody in, you could get lost. You know what I mean? So
bro.
yeah,
Bro, once again,
you know the
always good
vibes,
talking
man.
to you, man. So for everybody, Kickstarter is up for the next. If I'm looking at 26 days.
Next 26
He ain't done
days,
this in a
man.
long time. Usually he do like a 14-day
A
campaign.
14. Well, I will say, Jari and them was on my ass. They said, "Listen, man, we ain't doing
Yeah,
14. We need a
that's
whole
a
30
real good
days."
mode that you actually have like a 26 days left in the campaign. And you got the opportunity to get 4 trades out there.
Four
So
trades.
this is good.
Not to mention that the campaign funded in 13 minutes. So
That's what isn't that usually the concrete way?
this was the record right now. So Lau can't talk anymore. Like
Oh, okay.
Jari actually beat Lau by like 1 minute with his book. And Lau won't let him live it up. Well, Lau won't let it go. But this 13 minutes, I don't know if any of us can beat that. You know what I mean? So I
Dope.
don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is, man.
Word.
But thank you for having me, bro. This was definitely dope and
Of course, man.
glorious, and I
And look, this was
can't
last
wait till the
minute. I
next
hit
time
him up today.
today, man. And I said, let's do it, bro.
Word.
Let's rock out.
So
But nah, it's
for
fire, man.
myself, James Grandmaster Facts Boys, Lonzo Starr, Concrete Comics, go to Kickstarter, hit the Concrete trade. What is it? The Concrete Comics 2025 edition graphic novels. They are going
Yeah,
on tour. They will be in Comic Cons at every single major city in the nation.
yeah.
And please do yourself to get these trade exclusives. You got the chance to get 4, get 4. If you got the chance to get one, just get one. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
get something in
Sign,
your hand.
yeah. Buy one and bring it to the con, get it signed, or meet us at the con and get it. But these books will never be printed again. So make sure y'all pull up,
Got
man. You got 26 days to do so, and you know what we always say, keep it concrete, man.
That's what's happening. Word. So for everybody here at the Facts Project, Lonzo, Konkret Comics, we are out.